Hello, my guys. Welcome to this your English class. And today we have in this case, which is the Unit 2, where I was taking a look in this case to part of the material that we were working out the last week. So for this week, we have really good things that are coming up. So pay attention to this. These are our objectives for this week. Beside practicing the song of the week that it is attached over here, the name is Club Can't Handle Me by Florida. So this is a challenge because this song is a little bit fast, as we could say. Also, you're going to be learning to talk about rules, describe rules and obligations in the past. So we're going to be using those models, but in this case in the past. So you will see what is the usage and in which certain situations we use them. We're going to give advice about the past also, speculate about past events, and offer explanations about past events too. So this will be in charge in the lesson A and lesson B. The main teaching inputs of the week, vocabulary, and what I already told you about the grammar, past modals and phrasal models of obligation, plus some models in different uses, multiple uses. For homework, we have, of course, as always, the vocabulary of the Unit 2. I need please that you study that hard. I will be giving you also the definition of each one of them. Complete the exercises that I'm going to attach by today on Google Classroom. Also, the workbook, Unit 2, and something that I told you we were going to be doing, that is you will watch a video of a person, in this case giving a speech, where you will have to pay attention to the video and you're going to be doing a feedback. A writing feedback. So you on your notebook you will be writing a personal opinion about the topic exactly that they said. So this over here is the video. It lasts 15 minutes. So the name of this video is "You Don't Find Happiness, You Create It." It's very interesting. So this is from the association text that a lot of famous people used to go there and do different speeches, podcasts about related topics. So you're going to watch the video and then in your notebook you will be creating a personal opinion, right, about the topic. Here you have the same as the last week. The book is completed. I will be attaching it so you can just have like a shortcut. You can enter pretty fast to it. So also I attached 2 different videos that will help you out with your fluency. Here it is one about Will Smith, why you don't understand English but can't speak fluently. So it says why you understand. This is something that happens to us, to you. Sometimes you listen to a person speaking in English and you say, wow, I understood everything of what he said, but at the moment of speaking, that is the part where you stay like stuck. So watch this video, it's very interesting. And another one that is learn airport English vocabulary. Okay, so this is some words that will help you out if you're traveling to another country. It is with a TV series that I hope you like it. These last 2 videos that you have, they are related about the grammar of the passages. So as you see, Unit 1, Lesson A, and the Lesson B. This is a short explanation about in this case, the Lesson B. All right, so let me take a look here. Just 1 second. Great, so here we have, this is the Unit 2. The name is Mistakes and Mysteries. All right, what are those mistakes that you have that you've had in your life? Here, this is part of what we're going to be doing in a call. By Wednesday, we're gonna have a call. So please, on Wednesday, everybody needs to be in this call because we're gonna be doing like a short debate where you will be in this case also practicing your speaking with me and with your partners too. So we're gonna skip this part and leave it for the next one. Same as in this case the listening that says I'll never do that again. Remember that the audios, guys. Oh, I think that I forgot to attach the audio, but I will as soon as I finish this video. I am going to attach the audios for the unit 2, so you can have that part. So let's go to the vocabulary before I start with the grammar. This is the language summary. Look at here. Vocabulary. Okay, so collocation with problems. These are some collocations that we have, like different verbs with the word problem, like aggravate a problem. Aggravate a problem. So this is when you see exactly that there is a problem and you say something, but in this case the problem goes like more difficult. It is, imagine that you are with your friend and your friend was cheating his in this case wife, and the wife asks you, is that true that he's cheating on me? And you say, well, yeah, I saw him, he was with another girl, I saw her yesterday. So if you do that, you are aggravating the problem. Avoid a problem. So when you avoid the problem, actually is when you try not to get into problems. So if you see that there is something that can cause you a problem, you avoid it. And that's the other one, cause a problem. When you cause the problem, it is when you are the person who, in this case, create a problem with another one, right? I hope that you are not those kind of people who love to create problems, right? To cause problems. Deal with a problem. It is when you manage the situation in order to solve the problem. Okay, so the other one is identify a problem. Identify a problem will be, for example, imagine that my computer, I see my computer, for example, is not working, or that I'm not able to enter to the internet. So when I go here and I check and I say, oh, but the computer, for example, had the Wi-Fi off here, this part. It was off. So for that reason, my computer, if I do that, is because I have already identified the problem. Now, ignore the problem will be, imagine, for example, look at this here. This is a notification that I received from my antivirus. So it's like I saw this notification of my antivirus, but I'm not going to do anything with it. So I ignore the problem, which is something not good at all. Don't ignore it. So run into a problem. When you run into a problem, is maybe you are walking in the street and you see that there are some people having a situation, a difficult situation, or maybe they are fighting or something like that, and you get involved in the problem. So you run into a problem because it was quickly or immediately. And the other one is solve a problem. So when you solve it is when, in this case, you finish a problem with like we could say, you could, in this case, solve the problem, but in this case, with no problem, as we say, right? So that will be solved. In mathematics also, we use this for different operations, like, can you solve this problem? So it's also the same context. The other one is verbs of belief. For example, assume. This is assume. When you assume something, is like you accept it. When you accept it, it is assume. Be certain. When you're certain is when you are 100%. So when you are sure. Certain and sure, that are pretty much synonyms. So either of them that you use, it's okay. Be positive. When you're positive, like me, all the time, 100% positive. Bet, when you bet, for example, the lottery, or if you go to a casino, Las Vegas, Nevada, or something like that, when you go there, you bet money. Or maybe if you say to another person and say, I bet that you cannot say this word. So that I bet 500 pesos if you say it. Doubt. Doubt is when you are not sure, so you will say like, you're doubting to see if you're going to bet or not. Figure, all right? So figure is a synonym of investigate, all right? When you try to see what is the problem, okay? You figure out. That is a phrasal verb that we use a lot. Figure out. Guess, right? Like the guesses, right? Guess is when you don't know something and you try to see if you can be certain of that. For example, if you ask me, teacher, you don't know what's my age, and I say, well, you are 20 years old, and you say, no, 22, no, wait, 25, 26, 27, so I am guessing. So that is the meaning of guess. Have a hunch. That is when you have the feeling that something is going to happen. It is have a hunch. For example, your mother, when you wanted to go to a trip or something like that, and she told you, I don't know, but last night I had a hunch, or I have this hunch that something bad is going to happen in a trip, so please don't go. They always say that, right? So next one is know for a fact. When you know for a fact, it's because you have already the proof and the information, and you know that something is going to happen. All right? For example, the same example of the computer here with my antivirus, I can see that I have received a notification from my antivirus. So I know for a fact, as I can see here, I know for a fact that if I don't take care of this, my computer is going to get virus. The other one is supposed. All right, suppose, like the word say. It is like when you put to yourself a different reality, okay, of something that also you were expecting from another person, right? Suppose, I suppose this needs to be like this. Let me see. And you, or for example, this box, and I say, and if I don't know how to close this, I say, how can I close it? So I suppose it's like this. Let me see. No, it's not like this. Oh, let's see this too. Okay, so it's like this. So I am just supposing, and by that way, that is not good at all. And the other one is suspect. Suspect is when there is something that you can see, for example, notorious from a situation, and you feel like something is not going really well. Okay, so you are suspecting something. So from the additional vocabulary we have here amnesia. People used to say amnesia too. So it is, the problem we have, the minor problem of forgetting things, different informations. That is amnesia, right? Blind date. Blind date, those things are like the relationship or that you have with another person that you don't know. For example, the first one was on Facebook. People used to started to do that, like meeting different people, but they have never in their life seen that person like in physical, right? So it's just by the internet. And the two of them decide that they are going to meet in a place, in a restaurant, etc. So they are going to have a blind date. Comma is we could say the situation that you can have if maybe you have an accident, or if you are sick, you can get into a coma at the hospital. The other one is courtship. Okay, courtship is the name that we say when we have a boyfriend and a girlfriend. So the name of the relationship, that is a courtship. Okay, the courtship. Also, that could be a stage of the life, the courtship. All right. First, you are single, since from when you're a kid, adolescent, and in the adolescent, probably, if you get a girlfriend or a boyfriend, you switch, in this case, the stage from single to be, in this case, have a courtship. The other one is groom. Groom is the name of us, the men. For example, when you are almost getting married, the groom, and the other one is the bride, that is the girl or the woman. So groom is the boy. Is similar to boyfriend. That is when you are almost becoming a husband or wife. And the last one is honeymoon. The honeymoon, when you already get married, that is, in this case, stage also of your life that you have, where you go enjoying to a different place and to relax with your wife and all that. All right, so that is the honeymoon. Useful expression. So here we have the stage of disagreeing. When you don't agree with something, you say, well, I don't know. I know what you mean, but, or I'm not sure. Last one, well, maybe, but. So these are the things that you can use when you want to disagree about something in a specific, right? So that was the vocabulary of this unit 2 completely, all right? I just put it completely. Now is coming up, which is the grammar. So for this thing, let me open this wider. Okay, past modals and phrasal modals of obligation. So here we have should have, was supposed to, had to, and needed to. All of them describe obligations in the past, although they have a slightly different usage. All right. In this case, I am going to open it over here so we can have a better or clearer explanation. As you can see, the slightly difference that they have is that some of them are stronger than others. So for that reason is the slightly different that they have. From the first one, we have when it is for a strong obligation. You know that when we say that, we use or must, but the only thing is that must cannot be used in the past. Must is only used in the present. So to show that there was no choice at all about doing an action or something like that, we have to use, instead of must, we use had to. Okay, as you can see here, had to. An example, this is a sentence. My parents had to go to school on Saturdays. So they were, in this case, obligated to go to school on Saturdays. They had no choice. That is what they mean. Now, when something is from expectation, that you are expecting something, right? So there was like a general expectation on that, on an action that maybe was required to be completed or it was prohibited. For example, here we have, she was supposed to talk to her professor after class. Let me open it wider. One moment. All right. So, as she was supposed to talk to her professor after class, in this case, something that happened here, it was that she was expected, but she probably didn't. Okay, when we say this, it's because the person didn't do it. Or if we say it in negative, like he wasn't supposed to drive the car to school. If we say that, it's because he probably did it. So he went driving to school. Another sentence that I can give you related to that is, guys, if I say to one of you, let me mention a name, Juan Carlos, for example, and I say, hey Juan, you are not supposed, or you were not, because we are talking in the past, you were not supposed to speak in Spanish in the class. So if I say that, it was because I heard that he was speaking in Spanish. All right, so you were not supposed to do it, but you did it. So he did it. The other one is advisability, all right, to give advice, but in the past. So there was a good idea or a correct action in a particular situation, in this case, but it was or was not done. That was the advice. An example would be, he should have taken better notes in class. So what happened here? That he didn't. All right, so he didn't take notes. So this is, for this part, for advices, you use should. The same as in the present. When you're giving advice to a person, you say, hey, I think that you should take this test. But if the situation or it already passed, so I have to say, you should have. Okay? So you should have studied harder for the test. And the other example here we have in the past, in the negative, she shouldn't have bought such an expensive jacket, all right, but she did. So the parenthesis you see here is the situation that happened, what they want to tell you, right? So she shouldn't have bought it, but unfortunately she did it. The other one is for necessity. When we talk about necessity, we actually think about the verb need, right? So the action was considered here to be necessary or unnecessary. However, unlike had to, that is what it says, there is a choice, okay, for necessities about doing it or not doing it. If I say, I needed to make an appointment with the counselor, all right, so I needed to make, or I didn't need it to buy the textbook, but I thought it looked interesting. Okay, so this is a necessity. There is no obligations in this part. Okay, so that is the difference between them. And the last one, with no obligations, there is complete choice about doing the action. For example, if I say here, I didn't have to take piano lessons, but I wanted to. All right, I wanted to. So here you were not obligated, right? It was not obligatory to do it, but you did it. For example, if I say to one of you the same to the students, let's say, for example, let me pick up a name. Oh my goodness. If I say Catherine, for example, and she says, well, I didn't have to take the final exam because I was exonerated. But, okay, but I wanted to take it because I just wanted to practice, okay, and to rehearse that part. So, like review. So that is the thing. You were not obligated, although I didn't exonerate you, but you were not obligated to take it, but you did it because you just wanted to take it. And that's the only thing, guys. As you know, if you know the usage of these modal verbs in the present, in the past is the same. The only thing is that they are stated in different situations. As you know, we don't use must in the past. It's not used, all right? So instead of must, we are going to use had to. That's the only thing. So over here, if you have, guys, any question related this grammar or any other thing to the in this case the lesson 8, please don't hesitate in telling me, okay? Here we have some exercises, guys, that you are going to be completing. There is one here about comparing. All right, for example, choose the answer that is true for each sentence, then compare the answers. For example, if I say I shouldn't have invited them, all right, so what do you think? We have to compare, like, I didn't invite them or I invited them. If I say this, or if somebody says that was a secret, you weren't supposed to tell anyone. So what happened in this situation? Did you tell you didn't tell anyone, or you told someone? So that is, you have to mark this part. The other one is complete the sentences with information about yourself. This is with your information, like after I started high school, I had to study a lot harder. All right, so what is something that, in this case, that you had to do, that you were like obligated to do it? Okay, well, I remember when I started, or when I was in high school, I had to wear a uniform. Okay, so that is an obligation. The other part here, which is here from the vocabulary, you're going to be completing this. Probably we're going to be discussing this in the call that we have, looking at this picture, and in this case using some of recognizing these problems. That's what it says. The same thing with the listening, I already told you, so I think we don't have to take a look to that part. All right. And for the next part of the next video, I will be recording the lesson B, okay, where in this case is a different class, okay? So guys, that was everything for today. If there is something that you just have to tell me that you don't understand, remember please to text me out and I will be there for you. Don't forget, guys, to take a look to the word link number 3, okay, to the intermediate 2, to see what were the topics, because I want to create a class where I will be explaining to you or giving you some information of those problems that you maybe had in the other level, okay? Remember to do it, and see you the next time.